And we're live. Good evening, everyone, or good night, however you want to say it. It is Friday, March 31st, 8:03 p.m. And according to my little widget there, it is currently 3 degrees in Midtown Toronto. And I apologize for being a little MIA over the past few days. Normally, I would have streamed more over the past week. I only streamed once, actually. I normally do it at least twice before Friday. And then I said I was going to go out tonight and stream, and I didn't. But yeah, we're going to do it from inside tonight. The weather's, well, we're not, you know what we're going to do. We're going to stream. Get your mind out of the gutter. Yeah, the weather's kind of shit. I've been kind of trying to take it easy. And I saw that Ken already streamed tonight outside. So all those factors just kind of lined up. And I said, yeah, let's do it from inside. And about 10 minutes before the stream started, Laura, one of her regular viewers, sent a super chat for $11. Hey, Johnny plus Striders. I can't stay tonight, but I see you on Sunday. Have a great stream and kick off to the weekend. Thank you, Laura, very much for your early super chat. And on that note, I see Shiv Boleyn, Marge, Sheena, Rogue, PGH, Jacqueline S, Whoosja, Chris Mills, Ginny, Geelong, aka Estelle, Stephen Collins, Willie, the happy-go-lucky one, Harjot, John Amira, Wesley, Devin Sullivan, Michael Nguyen, who I ran into the other day. It was good to see you again. Whoosja, PGH. I'm sure I'm reading names again already because I forget. Sanjay in Kingston is here. Hello, Sanjay in Kingston. So Aliza is here. Rimpification. And everyone else, welcome to another Friday night live stream. What we're going to do, we're just going to play some videos in the background as we usually do. One of them I recorded earlier today. But before that, let's get an adult beverage open. This is another 4-track IPA. And you'll notice there's some suds or whatever you want to call it on the top of the can. I pre-opened this one because I knew it was going to explode. I have a whole bunch of these in the fridge, and every time I open them, they tend to go off. So I guess they shook them up really good at the LCBO. I don't know, but there we go. I'll just get that open. Cheers and happy weekend to everyone. Ah, that tastes good. Yeah. No accidents here. So that's good. Yeah, I don't know if suds is the right word. Isn't suds like soap? I don't know. Amaj is here. Transit in Montreal. Is that Sunjib in hiding? So just a quick update on what's going on. Yeah, I've been a little MIA. Normally, when I don't do 2 videos in a day, I'll do a video in the morning at 9 a.m. Then later in the day, I'll either do a live stream or post a YouTube short. Sometimes I'll just do a stream in the morning and then post a YouTube short later. And the last few days, I've been lazy. I didn't even go outside yesterday. I didn't do anything related to the channel other than getting ready for the trip. So yeah, I apologize, but I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I don't know if I'm going to do the Sunday Night Live Stumble stream, and I don't know if I'm going to stream before I go away. I've got a whole lot on my plate. But yeah, let's just enjoy tonight and hang out. As usual, feel free to chat amongst yourselves. Ask me anything and everything. If I don't like the question, I don't have to answer. That's as simple as that. And the only real rules to the chat are be respectful to one another. If you can do that, you're more than welcome to hang out with everyone and be a part of the community. We've got an awesome group of people. Speaking of which, there's another YouTuber who's based in the Toronto area. And I reached out to him and we've been in touch. And he's a super nice, super friendly guy. And I'm going to be meeting up with him overseas. And his name is Jeff. There, of course, is the greatest channel on YouTube. Just kidding. But Jeff's got a channel. He's got a few channels. This is his big one. He's got 56.5 thousand subscribers. It's Travel Fun 69er. And he recently did a live stream from his connection. Welcome to Dubai, United Emirates. And then he did a live stream from the airport, traveling to where. And then he did like a Friday night live stream. So he's got a great community of folks that hang out. He does things a little different. He doesn't do like the full-on 3-hour walking stuff that like Ken does, or I guess I don't even do that. But he's got his own community. Great guy, awesome channel. So I'm looking forward to making a video with him, maybe two, and doing some live streams together, on some on my channel, some on his channel. And while we're overseas, he's going to introduce me to some other YouTubers. So it's kind of I'm kind of excited for that. I'm glad that it's just not going to be, you know, me walking around lonely with my camera talking to myself. I'll have some company, which is going to be cool. That's going to be later on towards the tail end of the trip. I don't think he's revealed where he's going yet. I think he's saving it for a big live stream. So I'm not going to tip off where we're going to be when we meet up either. But there's that. Go to his channel, subscribe, hit the bell, and you will definitely see me make an appearance on that channel, providing they let me on the plane and into the countries. Speaking of which, yesterday I sat down and hammered out kind of an itinerary of what I'm going to do. And I'm going to be making 31 videos and doing like 6 or 7 live streams. It seems a little ambitious. Yeah, so we'll see how much I actually make and how much the booze affects that. I will be, and that is me kind of taking it easy, not going all out, making as many videos as possible. So anyways, yeah, you'll be able to follow my adventures on this channel and Jeff's adventures on his channel, as he is off. He is already overseas, and he's got another channel as well. I might as well mention that. Beers and Cheers, where...
Welcome to Beers and Cheers.
Or you can just kind of... He does live streams as well. He had a really, really solid live stream 2 days ago from home. So anyways, there's Jeff. There'll be more of him on this channel. Head over there, like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff as well. Speaking of which, don't forget to do that on this channel. So I went out earlier today and I made one video, and I've been shopping. Actually, let me see. I've decided to update a lot of the stuff I bring when I travel. I've been buying new clothes. Something, if you know me, you know I don't really buy clothes. And I've got some items arriving by 10 p.m. tonight. So if they actually arrive tonight by 10 p.m., I'll open them up on the live stream and show you. Let's see. Well, they have to arrive by 10, and they have to arrive before the stream's over. Arrive tonight. But it's kind of pushing it. It is 8:10 p.m. So I've got 3 items coming from Amazon. I ordered a new pair of pants yesterday. The most expensive pants I've ever ordered in my life, outside of like suit, or yeah, outside of like what came with the suit easily. I've just bought a pair of shorts today from Marshall's. So speaking of which, Marge says better not be socks and underwear. No, it's actually tech stuff. But here is a video that this first one, I got 3 videos tonight. I've got one where I'm just kind of dilly-dallying around from Marshall's. I've got a bus ride, and I've got a ride on the scooter. So let's play the video that I just recorded. Maybe I should shrink myself down a little bit. So this is from Marshall's in Toronto. Bash Brannigan says, have you ever had the apartment equivalent of a porch thief? No, I have not. My apartment, you can see from the elevators, and I have, bless her soul, a very nosy neighbor directly across who kind of keeps her door cracked open, and any sound, I see her kind of in the door. So I think she kind of plays neighborhood watch on my floor. So I'm super grateful that she's there. And if like there's a package in front of my house for more than like a day, if I'm away traveling, usually my other neighbor will take it, but sometimes she'll take it and hold on to it. And then when I'm home, she'll bring it to me. So no, I've never had that happen, but it has happened to other people in this building. I just live on an awesome floor with awesome people. It's kind of like having a neighborhood watch on your floor. I do that too. Like when I hear the elevator and I hear like the Amazon trolley get off, I often go peek out of the peephole. Look at this girl. I think that's a German Shepherd, a baby German Shepherd. Maybe she just took out of that shopping cart. Upstate New York Bob says those are the widest aisles you've ever seen at a Marshall's. That Marshall's is absolutely huge. That's the one at Aura at Young and College. Shivlin says Armed Transit moved back to British Columbia. He now lives in Langley, nearby Vancouver. He revealed this in his last 2 videos. Oh, awesome. Good for him. I just haven't been paying attention to the YouTube world. But that's awesome. I know he was leaving Toronto. Jeanette is here. Jeanette, I don't believe there'll be any bibliotex in tonight's video. Sorry about that. So 52% of you think the Amazon packages will arrive. I put tonight, but I should have put during the stream. 25% said no. 23% like to listen to Oasis and said maybe. Syndicate said green screen slipping. Is it? What's wrong? It looks fine to me in the preview. I actually have MMA on the big TV. Bellator prelims are on. There's a Canadian fighter who goes by the name of Rat Garbage. His name is Mando Nalo. He's super entertaining, so I'm just kind of waiting for his fight to come on. Upstate New York Bob says, I thought Henry was going live from the Food and Drink Festival tonight, but haven't seen anything from him. I can reach out and see what's up, see if he's okay. Sliver in the top. Oh, yeah, maybe. Let me. You know what? I didn't put my green screen up as high as I normally do. Yeah, so I just fixed that. Thanks for the catch. See, Pat says, which camera do you use for your walks? Is the camera waterproof? I use DJI Pocket 2. It is not waterproof. Sometimes I use an umbrella, sometimes I don't. I just take a chance. I'm at the point where I can't be bothered. If it gets wet and dies, I'll just buy another one. But surprisingly, I thought I was going to have to replace my second one, but it seems to be working pretty well. So I just saved a little bit of money by not having to do that anytime soon. So yay for me. Arsenal says, happy Friday, Johnny. Just realized you're my best Canadian friend. All right, cheers to that. Upstate New York Bob says, enjoyed your earlier video today with the scooter ride to Young. Look nice. Thank you. Yeah, we had gorgeous, gorgeous blue skies that day. In the last few days, we've had crappy weather. Look at this car. Can I rewind that? Can I rewind that a little bit? What a butt face. Like, just, first of all, you shouldn't be next to a streetcar at a stop ever, let alone when the lights are flashing. And you're blocking the door. He was getting all kinds of dirty looks from the people coming on and off. Probably a New York driver. Well, he's a BMW driver, obviously, right? As Amage says. Walk every day says, do you ever have gimbal issues with your Osmo Pocket? No, never. Not with the Pocket 2. If I do, it's so seldom that I don't notice. And I don't think I had them with the Pocket 1 either. Beck says, hey Johnny, UFC is coming to Canada this summer. Are you going to go? I've heard they're going to, if they go to Calgary, I've been wanting to go to Calgary. I've never been. Love the skyline in Calgary. If they're going to Calgary, that is such an awesome excuse for me to hop on a plane and go there. Once they announce the date, I'll take a look at flights. I've already had this idea. I do have a $150 credit from Porter Airlines. So if it works out, yeah, I'll totally go to UFC in Alberta. I think that's just a great excuse for me to combine a little bit of work and pleasure. Judy says, looks like flashing lights in the car could have been. I don't think in a BMW. That doesn't seem too likely. Do you have Marks and Spencer's in Toronto? No, we don't. So here's part 2. This is after. This is me leaving Winners. So I went from Marshall's to Winners, like an almost identical store run by the same company, both steps from one another, and now I'm just going to head down into the busy subway. Fern says you should go to Calgary during the Stampede. Lots to see and do. Yeah, that would be a time when like hotel prices would be insane and flight prices would be insane. And personally, I would like to experience it, but I'm not really into that type of thing. Whereas MMA, hell, I would go there if there was like a Bellator event, let alone a UFC event. Transit Montreal says, hey, Johnny, how's your Bell internet? It is fantastic. I really like the fiber. That's one concern I'm having with like the hotels. I've got 2 Airbnbs and several hotels lined up, and I'm just crossing my fingers that they have good internet so I can upload some of these monster files. PGH says I'm hitting all the high-end stores. March says they own HomeSense too. Yeah, that Marshall's where I started was or is a Marshalls and HomeSense combined. Fern says it would, but you would need to stay outside of Calgary. Mace says, when's the next trip? What day is it today? I'm thinking I might do an airport stream. I'll be leaving in 4 days. Apparently, Rogers was approved to buy Shaw, which is bad news if you're human. The good news, the only good news to come out of that, is Rogers gets to keep their greedy effing mitts off of Freedom Mobile. That's the only good thing to come out of that. M says, thank you. Your channel helped me a lot in my first year in Toronto. You're welcome. City Pats, did you ever walk in Richmond Hill or Vaughan Mills? I've done Richmond Hill a few times. Not done Vaughan Mills. I'm not really into the suburbs. I go out there once in a while. Like I've done Pickering, I've done Brampton, I've done Mississauga a few times. Suburbia, not my cup of tea at all. Car-centric design with stroads, nonsensical street grids. It's not really my thing, not at all. But I mean, maybe the big mall might be interested. Shiplin says, please do collabs with Shifter and RM Transit if you visit Calgary and Vancouver. I still have to get in touch with CJ Hoyle as well. John Amir says, I was in Calgary last year at the Stampede, and the hotel out by the airport
travel
was
flip
reasonable.
Flops. Smiley face.
Jeanette, $20 for fancy travel flip-flops. Thank you. You know what? My most favorite flip-flops in the whole world. I don't buy like the thong style because that thing like digs into between my toes and it irritates the hell out of my feet. I buy like the kind where you slide your foot into. I bought a pair in Bali from like a department store, and they kicked the bucket on like right before my trip to the Dominican. I was getting ready to go and I realized they were dead. So thank you, Jeanette. I could absolutely use some fancy. I think comfortable is better than fancy. I really value comfort in flip-flops, but thank you very much.
Cheers, Johnny. Enjoying a Stella here. Beer.
And Ernie K, $13.99. Cheers, enjoying Estella. Cheers to you, Ernie K. Thank you, Sheena. Sorry. Well, thank you, Sheena, as well for modding, but thank you, Ernie K. And thank you to Jeanette and to Laura for the earlier super chat. Jenny says, I've walked inches from your father's street when you walked by your grandparents' street, but not by their house. Oh, sorry. You can let me know in the comments when something like that happens, and sometimes I'll make a mental note the next time I'm there to like go out of my way and try to check something out. I can't promise it. I certainly can't. I'm kind of an idiot and I forget a lot of things, but I do try to do stuff like that. Especially when someone's like, oh, I grew up here, and you walked right by it and you never looked the camera at it. You know, I kind of like, obviously I didn't know that, but if you let me know, I might go out of my way to do an extra long pan in that direction, if I can remember. Judy says Bali doesn't tolerate drugs. You have heard, is that true? Yeah, a lot of Southeast Asian countries are super harsh on that. Good news, Thailand turning another leaf and allowing weed, which is cool. Well, you can't bring it in, but you can buy it and consume it there. Do you ever get questioned when filming on the subway or in general? So how do you handle it? You're new to YouTube and unsure. Generally, no, I don't. That's one of the reasons, like, Action Kid films with the gimbal and an iPhone. And when I'm live streaming, like, it does draw a lot of attention to you. When I'm just filming, I usually have my headphones on. I put them on, like, ambient sound mode so I can still hear. But I just eyes straight ahead. I don't make eye contact with people. I also don't go to my way to film people either. I don't, like, stop and point the camera at them. Unless they're making a spectacle of themselves, in which case, you know, you're kind of asking for it. But yeah, I just go about my business. Don't intentionally film people. And if anyone gives me a hard time, I'll just tell them to fuck off and keep moving. You're allowed to record in public. You're allowed to publish whatever you record in public. No laws against that. If you're doing social media, all the commercial filming laws and commercial permits do not apply to you. You're good to go. Just kindly let people know, sorry, you don't have the right to tell me to turn my camera off. But if they're polite, you know, take them out of your video, blur them, cut the video out if they're friendly about it. But if they're not friendly about it, it's up to you. Judy Butterfield, 99 cents. Thank you, Judy Butterfield. I thought you knew where everyone grew up, says Novell Koss. I thought so too. So let's play video number 2. Video number 2 is a bus ride. This is on my way home from, sorry if it's a bit blurry, it's a bit rainy. I guess it's kind of like tonight, but this is on my way home from a video that will be posted on the channel, I think Sunday. Are you going to do a cooking video again, says Jane Potter? Hopefully when I'm back. Actually, one of my Airbnbs has, like, thank you again, Judy Butterfield. I got this, like, killer Airbnb in Ho Chi Minh City. Just the hotels, even like the really good hotels, they all had issues. Like, oh, there's like a club in the first floor and I hear the noise, I can't sleep. Oh, the Wi-Fi sucks. Oh, there's no water pressure. Even like the really nice ones. I found this gorgeous one with the rooftop pool. And the fucking rooftop pool is under construction. So I just said, screw this. I got myself an awesome Airbnb in like the best location. It's got a balcony, so I'm probably going to live stream from the balcony. But it's also got a full kitchen. So maybe we'll do we'll do some cooking from there. I can set my camera up. I can make that happen. That might be an idea. Go to, like, I'm only there for a few days, but there's an idea. David Clippert, good evening, and thanks for the show. Good evening to you, David, and thank you. Cheers. Thank you very much for the super chat, David. The card says waffle stream. Yeah, I'm not
good
normally...
evening and thanks for the show.
I'm not normally a fan of Airbnb, but I'm actually staying at 2 Airbnbs this trip. One in the first place I'm going, and then the Airbnb in Saigon. And where I'm staying is kind of like the place to stay. I kind of did a double take when I saw the prices, but balcony with the view of the city and a high floor and like a nice building that's literally walking distance to whatever I need. I'm never gonna have to take a taxi. Yeah, it was the right place to stay. So yeah, look forward to that. And according to my Airbnb host, it has really good Wi-Fi. Bash Brannigan says, bit of an old story, but you've heard Indonesia banned sex outside of marriage, which should apply to vacation couples sharing hotel rooms. Yes and no. Bali kind of marches to its own drum. It's very much not like the rest of the country. I've heard from people that have been there that absolutely nothing has changed in Bali. There's no crackdown on that. Like in Vietnam, technically, that's illegal too. But to my knowledge, there's zero enforcement on that type of thing. With Bali, I think it's kind of like a Muslim thing. I think it's like a religious-based law. I don't know what the deal is in Vietnam, but they have similar laws to that as well. I just think in reality, they're not practiced or applied. And I don't think they apply to tourists. Like, if you meet another tourist and you end up getting drunk and hooking up, I don't think you're going to jail. Like, I wouldn't worry about it, personally. Shivblin says, in Action Kids live stream last night, AK came across terrible driving at 1 hours and 28 minutes and 49 seconds. You know, I actually saw that. He sent me a message saying, look at this. Sometimes we do that. something stupid happens during one of my streams, I'll point that out. So I did see that. Devin says, I forgot to hit thumbs up. So this is a reminder for you to check if you hit thumbs up. Thank you, Devin. Cheers. SR Gott says, how would you enforce it? I don't know. I think one way is, one thing they do in some countries is hotels will register every guest who comes and goes and takes a copy of their ID. So if you go through the lobby and you have like a guest with you, if it's just your friend, the hotel can take a copy of their ID because they're required to by law. But what they do with that information, who enforces it, I don't know. That's just something that goes on in that part of the world. I remember visiting like my friend's apartment, or not his apartment, his condo, not his condo, his hotel in Bali. I was there with someone and he was like, you should see my hotel, it's awesome. And we went over there and reception's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going up to my friend's room. And they're like, show us your ID. I'm like, I don't have any ID. And I wasn't allowed up. So yeah, that can happen. The Velcost says they should just have cheap short-term marriages for holiday makers. Aliza says, Johnny, have you ever been to Jamaica? No, but I would love to. In the Caribbean, I've only been to Cuba, Dominican, and Mexico multiple times, but always those same 3 countries. But Jamaica looks pretty awesome. I'd like to go. Helen says, I like to listen to your voice. Thank you. Whispering Feline. Hello, Johnny. Tickle, tickle, tickle. What's that all about? Either way, thank you for the 220. Whispering Feline. Cheers.
Hello, Johnny. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Romantic cat face. Heart.
Romantic cat face. That is how they describe that emoji. That has to be one of the most interesting super chat messages I have ever had. Thank you, Whispering Feline. Novell Costas, how do they know when people got frisky? I don't know. I don't know. You're going down a rabbit hole. I don't know. I'm very much of the opinion what consenting people do behind closed doors is none of anyone's fucking business, period. End of story. But I don't know. I don't know. If countries actually started enforcing that type of thing, I think it would be a good time to blacklist those places. Anthony says, hey, Johnny, guess what? I'm coming. You're going to be an usher for the Blue Jays this season. You start April 24th. Awesome, Anthony. I'm definitely going to go to a few Blue Jay games, so I'll let you know where I'm sitting if you're in my area. Maybe you can hook me up with some peanuts and beer. SR Gott says none of my cats have romantic faces. Rodrigo says Brazil's in your plans. Not at the moment. Apparently the place to go that I've been hearing a lot of people talking about is Colombia. And flights are actually reasonable. It looks like something you can do in 5 or 6 days on a very low budget. So when I get back, I'm going to look into Calgary and UFC, of course, as well as other parts of Canada. But I'm going to start looking into Colombia as a possible one. I want to go to Eastern Europe, but that's where I think I'm going. Anthony says, you got it, buddy. Just started getting with this. Okay, I'm glad I didn't finish reading that. Chris Mills says Jays are looking strong, and Kiermaier's base running is looking awesome. And 200 Japanese yen, arigato. Thank you for the 200 Japanese yen. Cheers. Kevin Kiermaier can't hit to save his life, but he's a damn good fielder and an excellent base runner. He's a pretty good addition since he's batting in the 8 or 9 hole usually. Naval Costa, I'd love to go to Colombia. It's not that hard. Buy a ticket. Mexico City was legit. You went twice. Never been to Mexico City. I've been to, sadly, Cancun and Carmen del Playa. Sargot says Kiermaier also has dreamy eyes. Okay. He's basically like an upgraded version of Kevin Pillar. I don't know, but also he can't stay healthy, so if he stays healthy, he's an excellent pickup, but there's a very good chance he's not going to hold up. Rodrigo heard good stuff about Cartagena. I don't even know what you're talking about. What that? John says Colombia is different. Nice vibe. Been there several times. Have a family member there. Awesome, John. Would you go solo and walk around with a camera? I've got all these like fancy new clothes coming with that. Like my new cargo pants are awesome. They're kind of slim fit. They don't look like military style cargo pants, but they've got like zip up pockets that are extremely hardcore. So passport, wallet, phone, money, everything can go where it's nice and secure. Even when I get really sloppy, I'm probably not going to lose anything. So I'm kind of excited to try those out. I also bought a pair of shorts that are kind of similar. Have any of you ever been to Australia? Asks Estelle. Would you hoop on road Toronto, Vancouver? You already did Vancouver to Toronto, Henrique. No, I would do that by train if I was making that journey. Sanjay says, what do you think about the TTC? Is it safe these days? It's less safe than it was, but I think statistically it's still like pretty safe. I don't know the answer, but there's just tons and tons of characters riding around the TTC using it as like a shelter. I don't know. It is what it is. I don't feel unsafe. I've never felt unsafe. I don't feel like a heightened sense of alert. But then again, I'm a dude. I don't know if it is what it is, but it's tragic that we've had some incidents on it, but I don't feel unsafe at all. But at the same time, I'm about to board a very long haul flight in a few days, so I don't think I'm going to chance it. I don't think I'm going to chance it with the delays or the fact that somebody could cause a delay and, you know, go to Union. So I think I'm just going to take a lift to the airport. I'm going after morning rush hour. It's going to be like $35. So I think that's going to be the plan anyways. I don't think I'll be doing that. Steady Path says, any plans on visiting Poland? I would love to visit Energylandia. That place looks incredible. So yeah, Poland. I want to do like an Eastern European tour. Kind of wish there wasn't a war going on over there, but yeah, I would love to go to Poland and Energylandia specifically. Bash Brannigan says the last killing was by a guy who had a violent history. A guy who, yeah, I think he got his get out of jail free card. He should have been locked up, but the feds have this new program where if you're arrested for a violent crime, you can get bail and go back out and reoffend. And innocent Canadians are dying, and it's sick and disgusting that they're not walking that back. But anyways, Anthony says, just be careful on the TTC, Johnny. People in the city are crazy nowadays. I think people in the city have always been crazy, but yeah, it's a slightly heightened sense. Marge says, will you fit everything into your new case? Yeah, I'm bringing almost nothing. Like, I'm going to wear a pair of pants and a hoodie, and that'll be that. I'll bring like a few pairs of shorts, a few t-shirts, socks, underwear, and my camera gear. That's it. I'll be like under the 7 kilogram limit that the Vietnamese airlines want you to be under, which is weird because they actually like weigh your shit. They'll weigh your personal item and they'll weigh your carry-on luggage. And if you're over 7 kilograms combined, they will gate check your bag and charge you for it, or just charge you an overweight fee. Gertej says, will you be taking pictures? I will be. Nas the Transit Kid says, hey Johnny and everyone. Hello Nas the Transit Kid. Are you packing a Bahamas Hawaiian shirt so I could be a true tourist? No, I am not. By the way, I'm riding here the 97B bus. I caught it from Yonge and Steeles, and we are taking it south all the way down to just north of Yonge and Eglinton. And I haven't really been paying attention, but it looks like we're heading down towards York Mills. We're about to go underneath the 401. Just based on what we're seeing out in the window, I would assume that's where we are. Hopefully the volume isn't... Hey, someone just got a finish. Awesome. Oh, sorry to hear that, Estelle. Truly sorry. Vivian Johnson says, thumbs up for Johnny, please, and thanks. Thank you, Vivian Johnson, for the reminder, and thank you to all 271 of you for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Not all my streams are this lazy. Usually I'm out walking or riding. I wanted to do like an e-bike live stream yesterday. Couldn't do it. Couldn't get up. Couldn't leave my apartment. Didn't even step a foot outside. I'm embarrassed to look at at my Fitbit tracker for yesterday. Did you ever go to Bitondo Pizzeria? No, I didn't. Rick says, have the police ever used your footage as evidence? I don't know. Once I put my footage on YouTube, they're free to use it all they want, and they don't even need my consent for it. It's only if someone like re-uploads it as their own content or uses it commercially they need my consent. But I mean, it's public knowledge. They're free to use it. They're free to question me if they have any questions or if they want the source. But I don't know. I have no idea. It's possible. I really don't know. Jelly says, Johnny, are you going to take the shuttle bus tomorrow? Is there a shuttle bus tomorrow? Oh. Are you kidding me? Are they... They said the ATC signaling system was installed, and yet... And like they were done with it, and yet that was their excuse for running shuttle buses 2 weeks ago. If they are, that really sucks. Have you heard about slum tourism? No, I haven't. But when I was in Korea, glamping became a thing, so I'm not surprised that the opposite end of that spectrum would also be a thing. York Mills to Bloor. What is their excuse? Is this because of the signaling system they said was installed and done with? Is this because the underground streetcar that they're taking forever to finish? Streets of Ontario says the weather is poop outside today. Yeah, that was the primary factor that got me to like stream from inside, not go outside. Marge says they did use your footage to arrest that guy that assaulted that woman a couple of years ago. I think they caught him, yeah, and I saw everything but the actual assault, but we saw the woman go down. I got it all on footage, and I got a clear shot of the suspect. It also happens to be that there are surveillance cameras right above where I got that. So I doubt my footage was the footage that got him convicted. Stylish Bunny says, hello, Johnny and everyone. Hello, Stylish Bunny. Cheers to you. Sapand is here. Good evening, Johnny Strides and my wonderful friends. Happy Friday night. I hope everyone is doing well. Last day of March. Can't wait for April to approach tomorrow. Oh, man. April is going to be a big week. Big month. February was Montreal. March. Holy shit. I was in Dominican this month. Time goes by fast. That was this month. 3 countries in a few days from now, so almost all of April is going to be traveling, and then hopefully when I get back I can turn around and go out again sometime in May or maybe in June. Like I said, there's going to be a lot more traveling coming up. Sunjib says, hey Johnny, 504 detour eastbound. Oh, sorry to hear that. Bash Brannigan, Johnny, crime fighting criminal. Let's see if my Amazon has been delivered. I've still got that poll up. I'll cover the item, but arriving today by 10 p.m. Well, I guess you could still see the item. 170 people voted. Holy shit. 39% said yes. 34% said no. 28% maybe. Let's end the poll. Let's start a new poll. So I was going through my options because I'm flying on Air Canada. My first flight, this might sound nuts. Jellybean says, if the packages come, I will gift some memberships. Holy shit, Jellybean. I might as well keep streaming until 10 p.m. and guarantee that, even though I was going to cut it off around 9:30. I think we can stream around till 10. Just kidding. We'll let fate decide, but much appreciated, Jellybean. Awesome support. I was looking at like possible seat upgrades just to see what my options were, and Air Canada has this thing where you can bid to upgrade your seat. I am riding in like cattle class, middle row on the aisle. It's a Dreamliner, at least. Like, it's the best plane Amazon has. Maybe they have a Dreamliner, but the best plane AC has. And you can bid, and like there's a bidding system to go to premium economy. And I'm like, I've flown premium economy before. It's not a big deal. Not special. But their signature class, which is one of the best business classes, period, the Air Canada signature class, at least on their international flights, the minimum bid was $1,200. And I looked up the value, and roughly the value of upgrading, if I wanted to call Air Canada and do a cash upgrade, would be about $1,700. And I was thinking, should I put in a bid? Like, I've never flown business class. I've always walked through it and been like super duper fucking jealous of those people on long haul flights that get like their own bed and all the upgraded food. And then I'm like, dude, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. Spending thousands of dollars to sit in a chair that's a little bit nicer for like a flight that's going to be over. It's going to be fleeting. And then part of me was like, that would be awesome. Like, just experience it. Just YOLO. You do it once. Maybe you're now ruined for life, or maybe you know what you're missing. So I was thinking, should I do it? Like, I would put in like 1,205 or 1,210, but I was reading like, what are my chances of doing it? And some flights, apparently the minimum bid is like a really good chance of doing it. Sunjib, it's the 97B. SR got, but it's also $1,200, which is like a stupid amount, but I'm not guaranteed to get it. It's a very long flight. I'm just going to put yes or no. Yes or no. Like, it would be awesome, but it's also so not me, because I'm like pretty frugal. Like, my last day of this trip, I had like a 5-star luxury hotel booked. Like, just, you know, going out on a high note, pamper myself. And eventually I talked myself out of booking it, even though I was using points to book it. I'm like, that's a stupid waste of points. You don't appreciate that. You know you don't appreciate that. You know you don't like that feeling of being in like a high-end hotel knowing that you're just burning money. And then I booked like a pretty good hotel that was like $70 instead. Like, that's how frugal I am. So it doesn't make any sense for me to be flying business class. Like, but I'm still curious. That's the transit says. Also, one of the problems, since I'll be getting one of the last seats, I very doubt I would get a window seat. It would probably be in the middle, which would take away some of the fun of flying business class. That's the transit kid says, Johnny, is it going to be a long flight or short flight? It's going to be over 14 hours. That's all I'll say. It's going to be over 14 hours. Pinesel says, you will thank yourself, but $1,200 to sit in a chair. Like, what a stupid waste of money. How, like, people, I don't know. Elisa says, YOLO, Johnny, one time. Maybe. Geelong says, do it. You deserve it. Think of the things that you could do with that $1,200 and save the business class for another trip that you plan for. You see, that's the practical thinking, Julie. But what if I die and that's just sitting in the bank account and it never gets used? That's the other argument. Mace says it's dumb, but YOLO. Rocky says just do it. 71% of you say yes. All right. Here's the deal. When we get to 120 votes, I will do whatever the poll says. So all we need is 61 yes votes. Chris Mills says, well, then definitely. Marge says 1,200 gifts for the mods would be appreciated. I'm hoping to roll out some new merch and fire that off to the mods. That is, I said I was going to do that with my last merch, and I never got around to it, and I truly apologize for it. At this point, we're going to get some new merch designs, and we're going to do it. Vivian Johnson says, but this is business. Go for it. Edge says, it's business expense, not waste of money, but so is sitting in economy. Geelong says, we want you to. Sanjay in Kingston, member for 20 months. Also a really good damn moderator and supporter of the channel and member of the community. Do you get the money back if you don't get it? Yeah. You just place your bid. I think they like pre-authorize your credit card. And then if your bid is accepted, you get upgraded. If your bid is not accepted, you don't get upgraded. Tim Ho says business class on Emirates. No, it is the only good product Air Canada offers, their signature class. I watched some videos on signature class on the Dreamliner, and like seasoned travel enthusiasts were like pretty impressed by it. You could pass as Jeremy Renner. Say you're him on the flight. Jeremy Renner? I've heard Nick Carter before. I don't think I could pull off Jeremy Renner. Liz says, although I voted no, I think you should do it at least once. You might be ruined for life, though. Hello, Mickey. Upstate New York Bob, $1.99. Thank you, Upstate New York Bob. As we... Where are we right now? I think we're Yonge and Lawrence, actually. We're getting close to where I live. Thank you, Upstate New York Bob, for the $1.99. Mace says the difference between economy and business on a Dreamliner for 14 hours sounds worth it. I am not guaranteed this, by the way. But it's not like a 0% chance. It seems like it depends on the flight, but it seems like a minimum bid will do it about 20% of the time. Tim says signature class is excellent in AC. You get to go to the signature lounge before departure. Yeah, apparently that lounge is just a zoo, though. Smitty says signature class is a chair that turns into a bed. Oh god. Oh god, I'm gonna be eating instant noodles for like months after this trip if I do this. You could get a return flight to over half the places. Yeah, I could, Novelkos. Julie says it would be special. Gordon says business class equals no hole, no asshole or recliner seat in front of you. I will defend the asshole in front of me's right to decline that seat. When you buy a seat, you have every right to decline it. As soon as that seatbelt sign goes off and you're up in the air, I will look behind me to make sure it's not like a really tall person or a really big person or a person with crutches or someone who's pregnant. But if they're just a normal person, I'm fucking putting my seat back and I'm not apologizing for it. You paid for that seat. That's just the way it goes on the airlines, right? No, so Gordon, I don't think people who recline their seats are an asshole. I think they paid for the seat. They have every right to recline it. It's so my laptop gets a little more squished. That's my problem to deal with. Bash Brannigan says, does the Canadian Air Canada allow edibles? I doubt it, but you could probably consume them before you go through. Do you ever come to Hamilton? Not in a long time. Feinsoul says, who knows, it may come with free Wi-Fi. Air Canada live stream. I don't think it comes. I'm going to buy the Wi-Fi anyways. I'm buying the Wi-Fi, period. It's like $22 and it gets you the whole flight. And Air Canada's Wi-Fi internationally apparently is pretty good. So yeah. Andy says fly Cathay Pacific. I used to fly them. That used to be my regular route going to Asia. But now with like the whole Hong Kong takeover thing, I just don't want to go near that dumpster fire, unfortunately, so probably not. Jennifer says economy on the Dreamliner is 17 with 31-inch legroom. Very bad for long-haul trips. Jennifer, I've flown that one, though. I've flown that Air Canada Dreamliner twice, actually, before. Do cruise ships interest you? Do floating, disease-ridden Petri dishes interest me? No, I don't mean that, actually, but no. I have no interest. Like, resorts drive me nuts. I'm not going to like a cruise ship. Anyways, let's play the last video I have tonight. Geelong says Qatar are the best I've heard. I think the best in class. I've been watching a lot of like airline trip reports. I think the best in class, first class, is hands down Singapore Airlines. Like, you can join your little first class area with on the Airbus A380. You can make a double bed with another first class room. You can open up the wall. You can make it a full-on double bed. It just looks like the most incredible experience ever. I think Emirates is like the second best first class. Business class, I don't know. But easily Singapore Airlines and the A380 specifically has hands down the best first class. Based on what I've seen other people, what they're talking about, talk about it. I'm never going to get to fly that. All right, last one. This is me making my way on the scooter down towards where I started the video for this morning. Is the next video a scooter ride? Well, this is it. I don't have any more scooter rides in the bank, but I'm probably going to make a few more before I go. Fly an American airline? I do not like transiting through the US or flying to the US unless I'm actually going to the US. Jeff was actually talking about that on his stream too. Jeanette, thumbs up to Singapore Airlines. Gertej, you know what's funny? The first time I ever went to Korea, when I was flying there, the school put me on United Airlines. And at my gate, 10 minutes apart, there was a Singapore Airlines flight next to me in LA that was going to Seoul. And our flight was going to Seoul. And we took off 10 minutes apart. And then we docked right next to that same Singapore Airlines plane in Seoul when we got there. And we got there like 10 minutes after them. It was pretty nuts. Gertej says, when's your trip? In a few days, not long. How long will you be on your trip? Quite a while. Most of next month. Woohoo, excited for this scooter ride. Yeah, we're doing today's video in reverse pretty much. In 2 weeks, you're going to turn 13 and get a TD student account. Cool. Start building up that credit. And by the way, happy belated birthday to Sheena and Yogi. Sheena had her birthday quite recently. Chivalin says Singapore Airlines in the past used Vancouver. So we are going south here. I'm not really paying attention to my own videos tonight. We're going south down the west side of Yonge Street. All right, let's see where we're at here. We're at 112 votes. There's no getting around it. I'm going to put in this vote for business class. Let's just hope I don't get it. And if I do get it, I hope I have the best video I've ever made in my life. But yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. Thank you. Rocky says, get it done. I'm going to bid 1205. The minimum bid is 12. That's just me doing like the Price is Right thing. Like, never bid $1 unless you're the last person to bid, because if you bid $1 and I'm after you, I'm just going to bid $2. Right? Like, never ever do the minimum lowest bid. That's just the way life works. So I'm bidding 1205. 119. We might as well let the votes get up to 120. One more person vote. Neil says 1225. You know what? At this point, who cares? What's an extra $20 when you're lighting $1,200 on fire? Bash Brannigan says, is 14 hours your longest flight ever? No, I think I've done like 15 and a half. I had one flight from Korea to Toronto that was supposed to be like 13 and a half, and we got stuck in like a holding pattern for like an hour, and that one ended up, and we were already like late to begin with, and that one ended up like 14 and a half. Like, we got to Toronto, but we couldn't land for some stupid reason, and we literally just flew in circles around the city forever. So I don't know if that counts, but it kind of sucks because you're all there, like, buckled up. The flight attendants are there, and like, you start to have to go to the bathroom and you can't. That was annoying. But anyways, that type of thing happens. It's to be expected. Blind Wheels is here. Hello, Blind Wheels. Mike T says 1213. Awesome. Let's see. It still says arriving today by 10 p.m. These people have to like 9:30 or so to bring it. So we are riding south of Yonge and St. Clair right now. Look at what a gorgeous day this is. Beautiful clear sky, no clouds. Neil Haslam, $5. Here's $5 towards it. Do I have to give you the $5 back if the bid doesn't go through? Thank you, Neil, for your support. Awesome. Cheers to you. Man, I've been nursing this tiny little can for a while.
Here's 5 towards it, lol.
Will it go through? Maybe I'll make a YouTube short about the bid. We'll see. Maybe I'll put that on the stumbles. But thank you, Neil. Naval Koss doing cartwheels because we just saw the tail end of a freight train. Oh, Adam Piccolotti. Looks like he is taking it to our Canadian boy right now. And there's only 2:10 left in the third round. What's the weather like in Toronto right now? That's a good question. It is 3 degrees Celsius. So I have a interesting video on tap for tomorrow morning. Well, it's not on tap yet because I haven't edited it or done all the fun stuff. But if all goes to plan, there should be an interesting video on tap for tomorrow morning. Rocky says gloomy. Lisa Gibson, 279. Enjoy, Johnny. Thanks for all your efforts. Thank you, Lisa Gibson, for your support. Thumbs up to you. I'm going to make a little trip to the little boy's room, but does this video, is the audio not playing? Oh, there it is. I'm going to turn the audio up on this video, and I'll be back in a second. Hello, Gary Carpenter.
Enjoy, Johnny. Thanks for all your efforts. I use these bike lanes all the time, due to inaccessible TTC stations, Rosedale/Summerhill.
Blind Wheels, thank you. Thank you for the 550 Blind Wheels. Very much appreciated. And Brad Palmer, Marie Palmer, are you back from your glorious trip to Banff? That looked absolutely spectacular. I am super duper jealous that you got to go there. Check out Brad Palmer's YouTube channel. I think you can click his name. He posted some excellent videos from it, and you can also check out his Instagram as well. There's some neat pictures from that trip. Sorry if I missed any of your chat while I was away, but welcome to the stream, Brad Marie. You missed the big news. Apparently, I am going to bid on a business class seat on my next trip. Courtesy of, well, because the people voted for me to do that. Nick Travels is loving the vids. Thank you, Nick Travels. So the big question, Marie Palmer and Brad Palmer, would you go back, or would the opportunity cost of wanting to see something else be the better play? Just reading some of your messages. So we are going south here. I hate it when cars do that. Like, you're turning, I get it, but you don't have to stop over the bike lane. Oh, speaking of which, I caught a whole bunch of knuckleheads on the video I recorded today. That'll be going up tomorrow morning, which I'm going to edit as soon as the stream is done. But welcome to the stream, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff as well. Marie says, I'd go back in the summer in a heartbeat. Yeah, apparently, like Lake Louise, that whole area is just absolutely stunning. I've certainly seen pictures of it, never been myself. I'm hoping to go to Calgary this summer. Nas says might want to clip that and create it as a short. I think I've got some better ones than that one. That one seems a little tame compared to some of the ones coming up. Marie says, Johnny, when do you leave? I leave very, very soon. Yeah, I think I might do an airport stream. Maybe I'll do an airport lounge stream if I end up successfully bidding on this business class upgrade, which will be the stupidest thing I have ever done in my life, but at the same time, the most awesome thing. Navel says the color of the lake is unusual, apparently because of the zinc in the water. I thought it was just because of Photoshop skills, but I guess there's only one way to see. Yeah, says up express ride. I'm going to take a lift. I'm not taking transit to get to the airport on this one. It's at a time of day when traffic will be light, so it just makes sense to do that. We missed meeting up with Michelle and Elisa because we wanted to see too much in little time. That's always the case when you're at an awesome place, isn't it? How long does it take to edit a video? Using DaVinci Resolve? It depends. Like, my travel videos, like Toronto to Montreal or the Toronto to Dominican ones, those ones take a couple of hours. I'm kind of doing a lot of cutting and hunting for footage and that type of thing. Other YouTubers are like, dude, 2 hours, mine take like a week. I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of lucky that way. But the normal videos I do take like 20 minutes. Not that hard. I've got it kind of, if I don't have any corrections to make. A scooter ride takes maybe 25 minutes. There's a few extra cuts and stuff like that. But yeah, 20 minutes start to finish. I can do the whole thing. It's pretty I shouldn't even call it editing. It sounds almost disingenuous what I do. Karen says Bogota, Colombia was great. I've been very strongly considering going to Colombia. Jane misses this area so much. I am now going south on Bay Street, it looks like. So I decided not to take Yonge Street through downtown. So at least this is a little different from the video I posted earlier this morning. Lisa Gibson says, my uncle lives in Calgary and they took me to Banff and Lake Louise. Breathtaking water is strange color and you can kayak on it. Awesome. Actually, the color is just from rock flour, which is fine rock salt, says Naval Koss. There we go. We're learning all about it. Matthew says, why is it crap outside? It's just kind of rainy and drizzly. I know the guy that goes out when there's like a massive blizzard is staying in with some light pissing rain, but it is what it is. I kind of went really light on streaming this week. And I might not stream again until I go away. I'm not sure. I've got a whole lot of things to take care of, channel related and not channel related, but we'll see. Is this damn Amazon package? Jellybean, are you there? You might be wiggling off the hook on this one. I accidentally opened the Laundry Cat application. Arriving by 10 p.m. today. Still arriving by 10 p.m. today. PGH really liked Moraine Lake. Bash says, are your steps down? Here, let's find out. I think my steps are pretty damn down. Let's see. Today I'm at 8350. Oh boy. This is my worst week ever. It does say EST, upstate New York, Bob. Today, 8,300 steps. Yesterday, I took 1,577 steps. Here I am trying to get ready to have videos to cover while I'm on vacation. I took 1,500 steps yesterday. I took 6,600 on Wednesday. Tuesday, I did 23,000. Normal day for me. Monday, I did 1,346. Another day I didn't do shit. And Sunday, I did 5,698. Well, Sunday I also did an e-scooter video, so it's kind of to be expected that I didn't do that much. So yeah, I should be just going out, cranking out videos, walking around like crazy, and I have not been doing that. I don't think it's burnout. It's not YouTube burnout. I legitimately had some other stuff going on, some pretty heavy stuff to deal with, so it kind of took away my efforts and focus from the channel, but the daily videos kept rolling out every day at 9 a.m. EST. And I'm probably, maybe I will live stream next week. Maybe on Monday or Tuesday, I'll do like a morning live stream instead of a video. Jane says, why is it your worst week walk? I've just been busy. Normally I like don't even have a day under 10 or 15,000 steps. This week, most of my days were like that. Oh, but I'm also going to be walking my ass off. Oh, I want to get a haircut before I go away. And I might want to get a new pair of running shoes before I go away. So I have some things to get early. Dave says, make sure you get a t-shirt I told you to have made up. I'm Canadian, not American, so you don't get kidnapped in South America. I think a t-shirt like that they might call your bluff, even though it wouldn't be bluffing. Jeanette says, early wake up for me tomorrow, 4:30 a.m. Have a good night, Johnny and friends. Have a good night, Jeanette. Thank you for your contribution earlier to go towards some quote-unquote fancy flip-flops. Upstate says, for me to have 23,000 steps, I must have been chased by a bear. Speaking of which, when I got back, Bash Brightigan says you gained weight on your DO. Am I Dominican? All right, change the topics. Yeah, when I got back from the Dominican Republic, I stepped on the scale and I hit a weight I'd never been in my adult life. I hit 180 pounds, which is weird. Like, I was 5'11" all through high school. I was like 130s. Then as an adult, it just kept going up and up and up and up and up and up. And then I kind of settled around like the low 160s as like my healthy adult weight. I hit 180 after the Dominican Republic, which I don't think is cool. Earlier this morning, I was 173, so I'm kind of getting back to where I should be. Let's see what happens on this trip, because I'm going to be walking my ass off, but I'm also going to be indulging. I'm going to be hitting the bar at night. I'm going to be eating whatever the hell I want, because I'm on a trip, and there's going to be all kinds of delicious food, and it's going to be so cheap. Jelly Bean says, dad bod. That's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to look like Joe Gatto on Impractical Jokers. Hilarious guy, but I don't want to be that. So we'll see. I'm very curious as to what I'm going to come back at when I get back from this trip. I know, the ultimate first world problem, but hey, you got to take care of yourself, right? So I'm going to try to keep my eye on it and see how it goes. Speaking of which, these things, I could do a whole rant on these like power adapters. These things are shit. Have you ever traveled where like the plug types are different, and then you like try to plug a laptop into this thing, and then you plug this into the wall and it just like falls down completely? Bash Brannigan says 180 is your MMA weight. Someone who walks around at 180 would fight at like 155 in MMA. They wouldn't fight at 180. Like, your MMA weight would be like 20, 30 pounds lighter than your walking weight. Yeah, like, I absolutely effing hate these things, but I'm going to need to use them. You know, and if you get like a travel adapter, it's like this big, stupid, heavy thing too. And if you plug something into that, it's kind of like barely hanging onto the wall. You almost have to go by like a power strip and like put everything face down so gravity helps. I don't know. I just have these memories of plugging this into like the wall, trying to charge my phone and having to like prop it up with a book or like hold it just so the stupid piece of shit doesn't fall out. And of course these connectors are always like a little bit loose, so things don't fit snug. These things never quite fit into the wall properly. Can we all just get the world on like one standard set of plugs? And in North America, we use 3 prongs. And a lot of the world, like in Japan, they don't use 3 prongs. So if you have like your laptop AC adapter is 3 prongs, you can't use it. It's so stupid. Marge says duct tape. Sheena says, yeah, the adapters didn't fit the hotel room. LOL. Luckily, the hotel room had USB ports so they could charge your phone. Unfortunately, they don't have 100-watt USB ports. If they had 100-watt USB ports, I think you would need a USB-C connector and a special cable. But if they did that, most people could charge their laptops, at least if they have USB-C charging. Pinesel says, I feel you. Those hotel wall outlets may be worn out. Teaches Johnny, if Toronto is so amazing, why do you keep traveling to places where trees go? BC awaits freedom is calling. I will always call Toronto home, at least for the foreseeable future. I love Toronto. I think it's the best city in the world. But I love traveling. Like when I worked in an office, all I could think about was the next trip. I spent my time like looking up hotels, thinking of shit to do, planning it, looking at flight prices. I would like buy my flights. I wouldn't even do this stuff in my own time after work. I would like wait till I get to work. And I would like, yeah, don't ever hire me to work in an office. I'm terrible. but that was basically kind of what I lived for. So yeah, it's kind of cool. I finally get to, now this stupid pandemic is well into the rearview mirror. I finally get to do some of this. Hey, this guy, he used to train with John Jones. There's a very good fight going on right now. Beck says, any idea they would feature for a main event for the UFC in Canada? Also, is the UFC becoming more? I don't know at the end there. I don't know who they would put on that card. There's no like real prominent Canadians. There's 4 Canadians on this card right now for a Bellator. Lisa says it's nice to go away, but also nice to come home in my experience to what's familiar sometimes. It is. Eliza says, when's your birthday? Early on in November. Jane says, so what's in your package? I will open them if they come. I will open them if they come. It says arriving by 10. I think we're going to stop the stream around 9:30. So they have 14 minutes to bring it. I already put the poll up. But yeah, arriving by 10 p.m. today. I have 3 items coming. I have another item arriving tomorrow by 10 p.m. and another item arriving tomorrow by 8 p.m. So let's find out. Christy is also waiting on an Amazon package. The race is on. Sometimes when it gets this late, 10 o'clock will come and go, and then it'll change to like, whoops, sorry. We'll get the package there as soon as we can. I have a feeling that's going to be the case. I have a bad feeling when it's not delivered by like 9:20. Is George St. Pierre still around? He is still around, but he's not fighting. He's like promoting blood vodka or something weird. Anthony says, what's that UFC fight on April 29th? I don't know off the top of my head. Upstate New York Bob says, my Amazon package actually came a day early. Awesome. Teach says, I'm coming to Toronto in a few weeks. Excited to see you. I will not be in Toronto in a few weeks. So the answer to that is no. Pash Brannigan, can I ask, is this a 1-month vacation all in the same country? No, it's 3. Let's see if Christian Edwards can take care of business. By the way, Bellator is on YouTube tonight, 10 p.m. It's a pretty good card. Kat Zingano is fighting. The woman who has made a career out of ducking Chris Cyborg. Eliza says, whenever they say 10 p.m., it's over. You shopped at a UFC store recently. I didn't even know those existed. Somebody should come to Toronto and put on some MMA. That thing would sell out in no time. Can't Sleep says Lakeshore Boulevard. Yes, it is not a compound word. In Mississauga it is. It's all one. I think it's Lakeshore Road or Lakeshore. I don't know. but it's Lakeshore all one. No, this is not the vacation ChatGPT plan for me. Jellybean gifted 5 Johnny Strides memberships. Holy F-balls, Jellybean. Can't Sleep, Naughty Brown, JT Smith, who I think is a silent lurker because they're often here, but they're never chatting. There's a lot of people like that. Penelope W23 and Angela Tate. Can't Sleep, Naughty Brown, JT, Penelope, and Angela have all been awarded 1 month of membership courtesy of our superstar viewer Jellybean. Thank you so much. That is awesome. If you are a membership or a member on Patreon, it's a little different because some people are on the Patreon platform. You can go to the community tab and you can go through the member posts I've made. I do like a big long weekly or monthly update. Also, that reminds me, I still have to send out the members video for March. I haven't done that yet. I have a video uploaded. I totally do, and I've been meaning to share that. So maybe I'll do that as 11:59. I do promise 1 exclusive video for members every month, silver tier or higher. And I've got 2 hours and 40 minutes to get that up. Oops. Gary Carpenter cheering. That was nice. Miss Bean. Yes, that was extremely nice. Jellybean says the package will arrive now. You know what, Jellybean? I will let you know the next time I see you in a stream or in a chat, if it's a premiere, I will let you know if the package came. If it doesn't come before the stream ends. Let me refresh. But come on, at this point, Amazon has to know if it's coming, right? They have to know. Like, they have, like, tracking and all this shit going on. They have to know. Like, they'll know if the van is even coming here or not by now, won't they? Sapan says, good night, Johnny and my wonderful friends. Have a good night, Sapan. And congrats on the awesome performance, rocking the intro on one of my videos a week ago. Thank you. Arriving today by 10. Jellybean has given this a good luck charm, touch, good luck something. Let's see. Marie Palmer wishing good night to Sapand. I don't think I've met, like I said this about Henry, but I'll say it about Sapand. Like, there's people that are just super nice and friendly and wouldn't hurt a fly. And that is Sapand. Awesome guy. Super nice. So thank you, Sapand. Have a good night, sir. Sheena says, is 10 p.m. the norm for Amazon to still be delivering? Normally it says package by 8. Occasionally you get 10 p.m. In my experience, the 10 p.m. ones tend to be the ones that don't come. It's almost always the 10 p.m. ones. Like, if one that says arriving by 10 p.m. hasn't come by like 8, there's like maybe like a 50% chance it's not going to come at all. Dave says sometimes they contract to independent individuals. They do. They do for all the deliveries here, actually. The double-decker tour buses are out. Is it summer? Almost. The weather is good. Lisa has checked in. You've missed a lot, Lisa. Apparently, I'm going to try to fly business class on my upcoming flight. We're going to make a bid. The stupidest use of money I've ever thought of, but also the most awesome. And apparently Justin Bieber was in Yorkville today. I saw that on BlogTO. Some people snapped some pics of that. Yeah, dinner ran late. Where did you go? Burke says I can't get over Colby Covington coming back into the mix. Rumor is he's fighting Edwards in the summer. He is only getting the title shot because he sells pay-per-views and he puts butts in seats. He hasn't fought a contender. Like, I don't know. He doesn't deserve it. But at the same time, he's the right business choice, especially at welterweight. Like, he's going to make the most money, which is why he's going to be doing it. Dave W says, when is TIFF? TIFF is usually like in late fall, actually. Lisa says, what's this about business class? Air Canada has a system where you can bid on upgrading your seats to premium economy or business class. And premium economy doesn't excite me. Whenever I flew Cathay Pacific, I would always get upgraded to premium economy. I like had some kind of status with them because I flew with them so often. But I'm flying on an Air Canada Dreamliner, and the signature class looks pretty effing amazing. So I think we're going to try it. TIFF is not late fall. It's late summer. It's late something. Yeah, it's definitely not late fall. But is it late summer or early fall? When is the Toronto International Film Festival? Come on, Google. Takes place Thursday, September 7th to 17th. When is fall? Fall is September 23rd. You're right, it is late summer. Okay. Foot in mouth, gun to head. Bash Brannigan, 279. I've got to contribute to the $1,200 seat.
I've got to contribute to the $1,200 seat.
Thank you, Bash Brannigan. Just a heads up, the bid might not be accepted. Like, it's maybe a 20% chance that like a minimum bid will be accepted. It's purely luck of the draw. But thank you, Bash Brannigan. GD Kid says, flight review, let's go. I noticed I've been a subscriber for a long time. You need a t-shirt that says Johnny Strides First Steppers or something for the old time members. That's awesome. Awesome idea. I should. Naughty says the Dreamliner sounds wonderful. Yeah, I would. I've never flown on an Airbus A380. That is the plane I need to get on. But I've been on the Dreamliner and it is pretty awesome. Anthony says, what's the British voice in the background? That's the dude who lives in my computer who I pay to read out the super chats. Claudia says, watch yours be accepted. We'll see if what I'm going to try to do. Jeff did this from Travel Fund 69. He did a live stream from the airport before he was on his way out. I'm going to try to do that as well. If I'm doing it from the Maple Leaf Lounge, you will know that I got on the business class. Jane says, in the news this past week, an Amazon delivery person even did the job during a police standoff. Ooh, someone's trying to get on the Bezos good list, right? If you're ever going to get on your boss's good side, that would be the time, the exact time to do that. If every instinct in your body says, do not deliver this package, but you work for Amazon and you know you're going to make news doing it, you deliver that package. That's a very smart employee. Mike T just learned that you live only a 2-hour drive from Cedar Point and you were there once when you were a kid. You know, Top Thrill Dragster is currently down and it's going to come back next year. And there's rumors it might come back with a 500-foot drop. In addition to the like 420-foot drop. They're building like, they've contracted a new company, not Intamin, to work on it. It looks effing amazing. So we're out of videos, but we'll just hang out for a few more minutes. I said we'd give Amazon till 9:30. My eyes are starting to go. I've still got a video to edit, but let's go big. I'll scare the hell out of you. Put on your sunglasses, kids. Julie says the only 380 service out of Toronto is Emirates for now anyway. Chris Mills says the A380 is the one I'd like to try. It's apparently been an unprofitable plane for Airbus, and I think they halted production on it. Look at me watching all these flight videos. But it's also universally regarded as like the best plane out there, and I think airlines are actually starting to kick up demand for it. A lot got sidelined during the pandemic, and now they're going back into service. I think it's going to be in demand. But it's apparently like the king of the skies. I don't know. Lisa says, I'm shocked you don't have a dedicated delivery dude with all your Amazon purchases. Hey, I'd rather give it to Bezos than Galen Weston, personal reasons, but that's just it. Bash says, have you ever flown a 747? I've never flown any airplane except on a simulator. But yeah, I've been on a 747. Just reading. You know what they say? If it's Boeing, I ain't going, right? But gifted member, awesome with your name. Are you going to India soon? Unfortunately not, but I would still like to go. Julie says you are correct. They stopped production. Chris Mills says still lots in storage. Someone says the A380 sucks, to be honest. I've always the best planes are apparently the Canadian-built A220s, but they're a completely different class. The old Bombardier C series. I still have to be on one of those. I've not been on one, but the new Embraers are awesome that Porter has. Neil says there's no chance, Johnny. I order from Amazon almost daily, and 10 p.m. is slang for tomorrow. Keelan loved the old 747 back in the 80s. I've been on is it the 787 Max? The plane that kept falling out of the sky? I've been on one of those. Upstate says if you do check on Henry, we'll let him know we're thinking about him. I'll send him a message to see what's up. I'll say hi to him. Lisa says, which purchase are you awaiting? I bought some goodies for my trip. And Vivian Johnson, have a good night. Vivian Johnson. The 737 Max, yes. I've been on that. The plane that got grounded because Boeing cheaped out on their engineering, and a bunch of documentaries were made about it. Alexa, remind me in 1 minute. Hot dogs. I am going to check. This is how lazy I am. I just check my phone to see if my package was delivered. And then I go to my door and I get my package once it's delivered. I'm going to give it a minute for this package to come. If it doesn't come, sorry, Jellybean, but huge thanks for gifting the memberships. And I will let you know what happened. Lisa says that's pretty dang lazy. Well, some Amazon guys are stealth, right? Some will like drop the package and you'll hear a thud, or you'll hear it like scrape against your wall. Some will give you like a light little knock, and some dudes will just like place it down and you won't hear a peep and they'll walk away. So I'm kind of in the habit of just like manually checking my phone. Eliza says, Lowell, thanks for telling my Alexa to remind me about the hot dogs in 1 minute. John Amir says hot dogs barely count as food. Hot dogs are excellent sandwiches. Yes, I said it. Alexa, shut the hell up. By the way, you can rename your Alexa. I have an Echo and an Alexa, so if you want it to be different, you can rename it. Upstate New York Bob says, have a good night, Ball. And I think, have you seen the South Korean Amazon couriers? No, but I've seen couriers in Amazon in Korea. I used to live there. IKEA hot dogs. IKEA hot dogs are where it's at. They're perfect. Like, they're just shitty little hot dogs that are delicious. And they taste exactly like they should. And they're affordable, like super affordable. IKEA, don't stop. Don't fuck up your hot dog formula. They're really good. But anyways, guys, huge thanks. I can't even say huge tonight for tuning in. Sorry I didn't live stream again or more this past week. I've just really had my hands full. I don't know if I'm going to live stream between now and my trip. I am going to try to do a airport departures live stream, even if it's for like 20, 30 minutes, having a beer, just checking in, saying hi. But I also might stream on Monday or Tuesday just to like offset my videos and to get an extra day in. But I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Huge thanks to our moderators. You guys are awesome. Thank you for your support. Thanks to our channel members, Patreon supporters. Welcome to the club, you new 5 channel members, courtesy of Jellybean. Awesome. Thank you for that. Thanks to everyone who sent support, and just thank you to everyone. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Check out the Ken Continuum and Toronto Tech and Transit, Liz OC as well, if you're wanting to keep in touch or see what's going on the streets of Toronto while I'm away. Also, Travel Fund 69, the channel we looked at earlier, and Beers and Cheers with Jeff. I'll be doing a video and stream or 2 with him overseas, providing all goes to plan. So check his channel out and give him a sub as well. But thank you guys. All right, one last check. The dreaded arriving today by 10 p.m. Anyways, thank you guys. I will have a video up for tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. EST. My most important video ever. All right. Good night.